Now we can start.
Hello teachers, I'm Dr. Simi Mahajan from Sri Aurobindo Society. Welcome all of you in today's session of ADHD. So today we are going to discuss a very important topic, attention deficit hyperactive disorder. So I know most of us, we are very comfortable with this term because we are using very much familiar with this term. We are using so frequently in our daily life in terms of school with children that maybe this child is hyperactive, maybe this child is ADHD. But most of the time I see that we use this term very frequently. So today we are going to discuss what exactly ADHD means. Is it just a hyperactivity? Any child who's naughty is hyperactive or ADHD, or it is something more than that? So to start a session with, so how many of you, I just want a response from you, and you can use your chat box and response box. So in Zoom, there is a reaction. If you see, there is a reaction button. And if I'll ask you something, you agree with that, you can raise your thumb through that. So one question is that how many of you think that you have come across certain children, they don't sit still in the class, they are always moving, or they just leave the class, they are moving in the whole school. How many of you have seen these children? Great. So how many of you have seen that you have certain children in the class, they always, their homework, their classwork is always incomplete. Whenever their copies are shabby, their books are shabby, and they themselves, they are not organized. How many of you have seen these kind of children in your classroom? Okay, great. So today we are going to understand why the child behaves like this. What is the reason behind it? Is the child is suffering from ADHD, attention deficit hyperactive disorder? So just let me open my screen. Can you all see the screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Great. Just a minute. There is some issue with the. So let us understand what is ADHD. So ADHD is one of the brain disorder, neurodevelopmental disorder, which has three very important characteristics: inattention, hyperactivity, and impulsivity. And these are so much in the person that it interferes with it interferes with the day-to-day life of the person. So it is to the that level that the person is his life or her life is affected, and the people around him are also affected. So whenever I meet parents of ADHD children, so they are very sad and frustrated. They always complain that we don't have a comfortable neighborhood. All the people in our neighborhood are angry, they are fighting with us because of my child is so much hyperactive that he's fighting with neighbors, he is doing something, he spoils certain things. So whenever he has, so they have lot of complaint that they feel there is a feeling of embarrassment. Parents feel embarrassed that because of our child we listen, everybody, even in the school, teachers are complaining. So on the other side, when I meet teacher of ADHD child, the teacher with ADHD child in the classroom is also shows her frustration that it is so difficult for me to control the whole class because of one child, because one child disturbs the whole class and I can't teach. my children, I can't teach my students. So this is how people react when they have ADHD child in their life, maybe parents or teachers. So and usually ADHD is one of the genetic disorders. So it can be there in the child by birth. And second, it is very very much affected environmentally also. So it may happen that the child is born normally, but due to certain environment factors, certain when it there is some mental illness in the family, or there is some violent activities are there, so maybe child may acquire ADHD. So and usually we see that ADHD symptoms we can recognize between the age of 4 to 7 years, and at maximum 12 years we can definitely identify symptoms of ADHD in a person or in a child. So what is inattention means? So as I told you, there are three red mark symptoms of ADHD. One is the inattention. Inattention means that person has a difficult to sustain or focus on any activity. If you give any, if he child wants to play something also, even during the game, even during the favorite game also, he cannot put attention. During in the classroom you will see these children may be daydreamers, they are always dreaming, or sometimes when you ask them anything in between, they don't have any idea. So they lack focus, they lack attention in the classroom, they lack attention in the activities. And this is not because of they don't understand these things, because inattention, as you must have seen our previous sessions also, inattention is can be a very very important symptom of intellectual disability child, disabled child also. Inattention can be an important symptom of slow learner also. But there the inattention is that child, there is a the child is not able to comprehend what is been taught in the class. So if the child with with normal IQ is there of ADHD, it is not because of that there is lack of comprehension. It is so automatic in a child, it is inbuilt in a child that he cannot maintain any attention, he cannot maintain focus in any of the activity. Second symptom is hyperactivity. With attention, child may have the, that child is very very much hyperactive, that he is so active that he cannot sit still. He cannot still sit still. If at all he has to sit forcefully also, then his body will be moving. So there is always a constant movement in a child's body. Maybe he will not sit at one position, he will be jumping excessively, he will be just a minute, there is a screen, excuse me, teacher, just let me just put a screen here. Can you all see the screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So then you will see the hyperactivity to the extent that child is not, there is a constant movement. These children you will see in the home, also in the classroom, they will not be limited to one place, they will not be staying in one room, they will be always moving. So and in the schools you will see most of the time these children out of the classroom. Whenever there is some stimulus, some external stimuli is there, their attention is diverted, they will move out of the classroom. Or if at all they are sitting in the classroom, they will not be sitting in their on their own seat, they will be somewhere else. So this is the hyperactivity. And third is the impulsivity. Impulsivity means that when the child takes an action without thinking about it, what are the consequences. So impulsivity is that when the child is so hyperactivity, sometimes he put himself into harm, he doesn't know that this action is going to harm him. So because there is there is no attention, there is hyperactivity to the level that he doesn't even think about it, what is going to lead to and ultimately the child is impulsive, and he himself, or he sometimes himself put himself into trouble, or sometimes because of him others are put into troubles. So to understand more about it, let me just give you a little checklist. I can request certain, shall I request certain teacher that जो भी है, they can just put their mic button on mute, so that others are not disturbed in the classroom and they can have their conversation going in the back end. So one of the important checklist is that in the classroom for teachers is that leave seats in situation when remaining seated is expected. As I told you, that you will not find these children when it is clear that everybody is supposed to sit here. So when it can be a classroom when teacher is teaching, every child is serious and sitting and attending the session classroom, and this child will be moving. This child may be moving in the classroom, going back at the room. It can happen anywhere. Age inappropriate excessive running, jumping and climbing, you see these children with full of energy to the extent it is never going to reduce. They have energy level of like too high sub, and it is like that they can never be short of energy is too much in them. They will climb, they will jump, they will run, and sometimes it is too much excessive. Sometimes we don't understand that how a child of such an age can do such things, because when it is not even expected from his behavior, his age. And then they talk, it's not only energy in their physical activity, they talk excessively. These children, you will find out, they're highly loquacious. They speak so much that sometimes they speak irrelevant also, but they speak too much. And they are easily distracted. As I told you, attention is one of the very major criteria to say that the child is suffering from ADHD is lack of attention. They cannot focus. Sometimes because of this lack of attention, they have lot of mistakes in their classroom, in their work, in writing. There are a lot of mistakes. There are a lot of mistakes, like their work will be incomplete. They will be losing their things here and there because of inattention. They will always, you will always see these children when they see that, oh, I forgot that I didn't bring this book, ma'am, you told me that I have to bring this thing, but I forgot that. So this is so much frequent in their behavior. You will say it is the part of their routine. They don't, and we say that they don't remember. It's not they don't remember, they don't pay attention, so that things don't get registered in their mind and they are forgetful. And then is that there is constant fidgety feeling, like their hand movements will be there, their legs are moving, they are rocking, so they will always be moving whenever so bodies cannot never be into still position. And then they are difficulty of waiting turns, so they are so much impulsive, hyperactive and impatient that they never wait for their turn. So if I see the example, you are distributing midday meal, so this child will be in the like in number one position. You always say that, give me first, give me first, give me first. He will be on your head that, okay, I need to be attended first. So they never wait for their turn. And they interrupt conversation. So if you are talking to your students, your teacher is giving some instructions, they have to intervene the conversation. They will put themselves, they will be asking question, because they want that because the patience level is very low, the hyperactivity and impulsivity level is so much high that they don't think, and they have to speak. And to the speak to the answers, that sometimes they blurts out the answer before the question is complete. If you are asking as a teacher something in the classroom, so if even your question is not complete and they said, okay ma'am, I know, shall I tell? And they don't even understand the question and they will speak the answer. So most of the time their answer also get wrong, because they have not heard the question completely. Sometimes it is because of their exams also. If the inattention and hyperactivity to the level is that they sometimes leave the question paper fully solved. That doesn't mean they don't know it. Sometimes it is so much that they just leave it. So their exam files, exam papers are incomplete, their homework copies are incomplete, their classwork is incomplete. And then they shift from one activity to other. So if the child is engaged into favorite activity also, even the favorite subject also, but he cannot focus for a longer period of time, then he has to move. Sometimes they will say that, ma'am, I have completed my work, I've done completed my work. So they just complete their work haphazardly, and they will say, okay, now what next I have to do. So teacher, as a teacher, you have to, if you have a ADHD child, you make sure that you have certain things in your classroom where you can engage this child into the activity, so that others are also not disturbed and he can be remain seated. And sometimes you have to teach some important concept in the classroom, and you want you want that child attention should be there. So sometimes you have to engage in certain activity that he has to sit and listen to you. And then they don't follow instructions and rules. It is also because of inattention, that they don't even listen. You are even, if you are even not completed your sentence and instruction, and they will take action. A very simple example you must have come across also. Suppose you are saying something about, okay students, close your bags, and you said close your bags, you have not completed anything, and child will be out of the classroom. So he's so impulsive, he have not even listened to you completely, and he is out in the classroom. So maybe you wanted to say something else after that, but he has not listened. If you tell, okay, these are the instructions, and he will not understand all the instructions, and he will forget in between. And then there is a poor planning ability. Again, planning requires a thought. Planning requires when you think all the sequences you plan and do these. So patience, planning require patience, planning require attention. So since because of lack of attention, they never plan things. Their bag is not planned. They have to come daily to the school, but they cannot arrange their bag through the timetable, because there's no planning. Their things they will be always losing their things here and there. They cannot find, they will you will always find them finding their things. Okay, he's not getting this, it is not appearing. Sometimes things are in front of them, they lose attention. That is there. So sometimes they appear absent minded. It is not that they are absent minded, but their behavior, their inattention, sometimes they put them in as if they are absent minded. Then frequently loses thing, I have already told you, because they don't pay attention, so they don't remember that where they have kept the things, and they are losing things. They are totally disorganized, these children, right from their own appearance. I know kids are very very naughty. So most of the children, we see that when we send them morning in the school, when they come to the morning and they go back, so they are totally different. But ADHD child is on the higher level. So dress will be dirty, shabby, will be there. So his things are not organized, he himself is not organized, you will find it there. Then difficulties sustaining attention and completing tasks, this is I've already shared with you. So these are one of the important qualities and symptoms of ADHD, where child is actually having a problem. So it affects the child day to day life. So most of the time what happens is that when we see in early childhood, so we always just ignore the problem by saying that the child is naughty. So naughty and hyperactivity are two different things. So somewhere we have to be more attentive to capture, to recognize the behavior of child. And most of the time this ADHD symptoms are missed in girls. So we see that it is not that the child is having all the symptoms always. Like a child of ADHD will be having inattention, hyperactivity, impulsivity together. No, sometimes it happens that the child may be having inattention factor is more prominent, and child is not very hyperactive and impulsive. And other, it is other way around also, that child may be hyperactive and impulsive but he is attentive. So you find certain children in the classroom, maybe they are moving here and there, everything, but they are in, when they are in the classroom, they are listening to you. Sometimes they will reply to your answer because they are listening to you very carefully. So it all depends which factor is more prominent. As a research has been done, we have seen that inattention element is more prominent in uh, uh, children of ADHD, and hyperactivity element is more prominent in boys, but it is not fixed. So girls can also be having hyperactivity element, and boys can be inattentive element. One more studies, researches have been done. Most of the time people ask us that, is there a food has any relationship with ADHD? So I will not say there is a direct relationship is there, but there are certain people have done the research, and they have seen that in their research they have found that carbohydrates increase the activity in ADHD children, because we know that the end product of carbohydrate digestion is the glucose. So there is a level of glucose in the body of a child, and glucose gives you energy. So we see that the high carbohydrate diet sometimes increases. So after taking high carbohydrate diet like junk food, direct sugar, sugary drinks, cold drinks, so they may increase the activity in ADHD children. And if we give them the complex sugars like which are better, like wheat, wheat preparations are given rather than the refined flour preparations, so they will have a, we can somehow control their activity. One thing is that. Second is that we have seen that, is there TV and screen time has some relationship with ADHD? Again, some research has been done that children with ADHD, if they spend more time in front of TV and screen, they're likely to have their more like ADHD activity. Their activity will be more. Especially, it is specially advised for children that they should not watch cartoon movies, and they should not spend more time on screen medium. One of the logical factor is that also, that since they have lot of energy, we need to channelize their energy through the physical activity. So if the child is having lot of hyperactive element, so we as a community should encourage the child into more and more physical activity. And in our coming sessions you will see that as a teachers, that in the next sessions we will be talking about more about interventions, like what are the classroom strategies teachers can use to control, to manage these children with ADHD. So this is and last so this is what I just wanted to say. One more thing I just wanted to add on, since I told you that genetic is one of the cause for ADHD, we can see that children who are ADHD, their siblings are, chances are their siblings are maybe their ADHD. So one of the factor is that mother who are expecting mother, if they are smokers, they smoke a lot, so chances of ADHD in the child are get doubled. So it is there. So environmental factor also has the influence on ADHD. So this is all about ADHD, and I will just let me complete with multiple disability also. Then I will invite all of you, if you have any queries and question, we can have a discussion. So this completes with our neurodevelopmental disorder. Like as you know that if you have attended our previous session, we have discussed about learning disabilities, we have discussed about intellectual disability and slow learner. In yesterday's session, we talked about autism, and today we have started with ADHD, and tomorrow we will be talking about ADHD. The same session will be for people who understand, are more comfortable with Hindi language. So multiple disability is also one of the category under 21 disabilities recognized by PWD Act 2016, where a, a child or the person with having more than one disability comes into the category of multiple disability. It can be physical disability, it can be visual disability, locomotor disability, it can be ADHD, it can be ADHD with learning disability, it can be ADHD with autism, it can be ADHD with intellectual disability also. One important factor, one more thing I just wanted to convey through, so this is multiple disability. So any disability in a person which is more than one disability, the person is having we call it as a multiple disability. So let me just stop my screen. Teachers, so this is what I just wanted to convey about ADHD and multiple disabilities. So any questions you have, you can write into the chat box also. Let me see, some people have written something. uh,
Madam, I
okay,
have
so
written it.
yeah, so it is just that you agree with what I said. So any person, anybody wants to ask something, you can, we can, I will request my team to enable that they can switch on their mic and they can ask something. So, so anybody, yes, anybody, you can just give a signal that you want to ask something, and we will disable your this mute button. Any question from the participants and teachers, or any sharing whatever I discussed? So could you recall that any child in your classroom where you want to share a case? Yes, after listening to the session, you could recall that the child may be having ADHD. So how we can help them? So Bhavna ji has asked me that how we can help them. As I told you, we will be next session from Tuesday onwards, we will be talking about classroom strategies only. But for small tips I want to give you here for ADHD, as I told you, their attention span is very very low. So make sure as a teacher that you have to decide the place where there is least disturbance for a child. So these children should not be allowed to sit near the windows and the doors. So because that is the place where lot of inattention, because external stimuli are there. Somebody is passing through the passage, somebody is talking outside, so his attention will be diverted. Make sure that if you have a ADHD child, he should be in front of your eyes, he should be near to you, so that you can have a better control on him and you can manage his attention. One thing is that. Second is, make sure that you have lot of physical activities in the classroom, like cleaning the blackboard, distributing the copies. So involve these children into physical activity. They should be engaged all the time. So don't give them very very responsible activity unless you sure that now he has trained. Like, in just give them small tasks so that their energy is channelized. And tell the parents also, and in the schools also, in the school also, if the hyperactivity element is very high, so indulge them into physical activity like sports. Involve them into sports. They may not do very good, but definitely their energy will be released, and they will understand, they will listen to them, and then it will be easy for you to manage them. So these are certain tips. As I told you, food activity food and everything I've told you, that these can help to reduce the activity. And there are certain games like jigsaw puzzle. If you have a child, very small child, 5 6 years old, you can engage them into certain active cube. You must have understood that cube is there. So cube is a very very good activity which binds them with the attention. And then jigsaw puzzle is that. Then there are sorting activity, that you mix up 5 6 10 things and you tell the child that please pick out and separate these things. We call it as a grain sorting activity. So you can so to build up their attention, you have to engage them into these activity. Lot of teachers have shared that you do certain activities in the classroom. One activity is that picking up the word, in particular word which is particular letter start. Suppose there is a newspaper and tell the child that pick out all the words starting from A, pick out all the words starting from any alphabet. So even that is a very very engaging activity which actually improves their attention span. So it improves their attention also. So lot of things you can do. And there is no fixed rule. If you know this is the issue with the child, definitely you do that. One of the most important thing I must that don't do that is hit the child. Because ADHD children never do anything just to gain your attention. No, it is so automatic that they can't control it. It is not that they just want to irritate you, that is why they do it. Not at all. It is actually they don't even realize what they are doing it. So there is no point hitting them. There is no point hating them. Rather, we need to empathize with the child that he doesn't even understand what is happening to them. So please, because most of the time for other disorders, sometimes we are more sympathetic, we are more empathetic. But for ADHD child, if I see parents say that he doesn't listen, we just hit them. Hitting and abusing, whatever it is not going to give you any result. The only result you can get is just hug them, just love them. If you love them, at least they will listen to you, you will bind their attention. So that is very very important. Any other question?
Excuse me, ma'am.
Anji?
Excuse me, ma'am. I'm Harjeet from GPS Sadpur. My
Anji.
question is this problem, is this disorder is curable with age? As the child grows up, is it curable?
So we always say that disorders are not curable, disorders are always manageable. So any disorder, whatever we have learned, is not curable, manageable. But for ADHD, we have medicines. Because if the ADHD, the activity, the ADHD of a very high level, that child is actually really really suffering, then definitely we can take care of we can take the help of certain medicines. There are certain medicine which reduces the hyperactivity in the child. There are certain medicines which binds the attention of the child, but it has to be under the guidance of a doctor. And it is only required when it is very very much needed, because medicines come with certain side effects also. So most of the time ADHD is manageable if we identify that the child is having ADHD. And if you start managing from the beginning, early in the childhood, by the time he grows as an adult, ADHD factor will be there, but it will reduce to like quite a good extent. He can manage his life. His life will be manageable.
Hello, madam.
Yeah.
Hello.
Harjeet madam, could I answer your query?
Yes, ma'am. Yes. I'm satisfied.
Okay.
Ma'am, when the child become adult, it will be a normal child?
No, adult, मैंने जैसे अभी भी बोला, I told you that कि if he is a 3/4 of the children who are ADHD, they have likely to have ADHD element in their adulthood also. But if they are managed well in their childhood, they manage their life. There will be certain factor. It will not be to that extent if he is having that thing in the childhood, but definitely some factors will be there in the adult also. As they grow by age, it will be there.
In the studies, they will move into the normal streams.
Yeah. If the child is having normal IQ, And if you start giving intervention at an early age, they may do wonders in their studies. It is
Okay.
only that we need to learn how to manage them. Because on the moment you will train to bind their attention, they will do something. If you hold their energy, they will do something. Sometimes they do you can have wonderful result with ADHD. It all
Okay.
depends. Early identification and early intervention is going to reduce lot of hassle. That is why we are giving these sessions, that as early as we can identify these disorders in children, and definitely their life in future is going to be very much manageable. And they,
Thank you very much. Thank you.
and I think some gentleman, sir, somebody was about to ask the question. uh, Hello, somebody was there to ask the question. I think we were I just stopped him because I
हेलो
was. Hanji, Hanji.
मैम, मैंने ये पूछना था, एक बच्चा क्लास में पढ़ने में तो ठीक है,
Mm-hmm.
अच्छा पढ़ रहा है, पर फिर भी वो एक जगह जैसे बैठेगा नहीं है एक जगह।
Mm-hmm.
फर्स्ट बेंच पे है, थोड़ी देर में देखेंगे तो लास्ट बेंच पे है,
Mm-hmm.
थोड़ी देर में देखेंगे तो सेंटर डेस्क पे आ गया है। इस
Mm-hmm.
तरह वो मूवमेंट करता है, बट पढ़ने में ठीक है, तो क्या वो एडीएसडी हो सकता है?
हाँ, तो आपको ऐसे देखना है, जैसे ये मैंने चेकलिस्ट शेयर करी है, बहुत सारी चेकलिस्ट आपको मिलेंगी कि देखिए कि एक तो बच्चा कितना बड़ा है, आप बताएंगे उसकी एज कितनी है?
वो है जी 10 to 11 ईयर्स।
11 ईयर्स का है। आपका स्टूडेंट है, क्लास में स्टूडेंट है आपका? हेलो।
यस मैम, यस यस।
सो कैन यू सी कि 11 ईयर से उसका बिहेवियर कंसिस्टेंट है ऐसा, या पर्टिकुलर टाइम पे हुआ है? पहली बात। दूसरा, जो एडीएचडी में सिर्फ बच्चा क्लास में बैठता नहीं एक सीट पे, ऑन वन सिम्टम वी कैन नॉट डिसाइड द चाइल्ड इज एडीएचडी। अगर उसकी हाइपर एक्टिविटी है तो आपको उसकी हाइपर एक्टिविटी यू विल सी इन ऑल द एरियाज। सो ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट, अच्छा हुआ यू ब्रॉट दिस क्वेश्चन। वन थिंग इज दैट वट एवर वी हैव डिस्कस्ड, you have to see that कि ये behavior at least 6 months से consistent था। Unless the child is having a particular behavior for last 6 months, we cannot tell any label that the child is having ADHD. One thing is that. Second, if the child doesn't sit still in the classroom, this is not the only behavior. If he is hyperactivity, you will see his hyperactivity in other areas also. If it is not there, then I will say the child is not ADHD. There is some other factor you need to explore. So you please, I don't know, because the information is complete, but now you have seen all the symptoms. So I will say that just go back and recall all the activities of the child, and you see that if he fits into 5 or 6 symptoms of ADHD, then definitely you can be sure about that the child may be ADHD.
मैडम, एक और क्वेश्चन था कि जैसे कोई बच्चे का फैमिली बैकग्राउंड है, फैमिली की प्रॉब्लम है, तो क्या उससे भी वो मतलब लेटर ऑन एडीएचडी डेवलप हो सकता है उसमें?
बिल्कुल
yes
बिल्कुल। I have discussed in my session also, sometimes ADHD factor is not in by birth. There is the environment in the family. वो बहुत ही ज्यादा एनवायरमेंट, बहुत ही मेंटल इलनेस है, स्ट्रेस का इन्वॉल्वमेंट है, या वहां पे लड़ाई झगड़ा बहुत ज्यादा है, whatever it is, like the child is seeing what is the kind of environment child is going through, it can impact and the child can acquire the symptoms of ADHD.
Madam, they can
Okay, thank you,
also
ma'am. Thank you.
Madam, they can also take a physical exercise.
But that is rather the one of the intervention for ADHD. They must go for physical exercise and activity.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. I also, madam, started in school physical exercise. Yoga.
So yoga and meditation, if
Meditation.
you will start training him into meditation for a half minute, you will say that it is going to, every time it is going to improve. So great work, and must do that.
Must do that. Always. Okay. Madam, they should take a midday meal. After midday meal or before midday meal, I will take this, man.
So I think it's good. This platform is so good that we can share our experiences, and so I can see Biswanath ji. So
Yes,
Biswanath ji, so great work. Please keep doing. Yoga is one of the activity which relaxes the child from the inner core also. So must go with this activity. So any other question?
Madam, no.
So I really want to thank you, all of you, for being attending this session, and I request you that we are having continuous, and we will be taking care of other disabilities also. Attend our sessions and tell your colleagues and friends also to be here on this session, so that we can have lot of experience of yours also, what is happening, and we can share here. And tomorrow our session will be in Hindi, the same session, so you can just pass on the word to your colleagues. And from Tuesday onwards, we will be talking more on the intervention solution part, what we are supposed to do, so you can apply these things in your classrooms. And we will be informing you for the further session also. Thank you all for being here, and you can always give your response, how was the session to you. Thank you so much for being in this session.
Madam,
Thank you, ma'am.
next date, madam, same time, madam, same time.
Same, yeah. Our time for this session is 5 to 6 is fixed. It is 5 to 6.
5 to 6. Okay,
Yeah,
madam.
5 to 6. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.